black pepper might make you feel old. Hey, what's shaking bacon? My name's Bruno Panucci. I hope you're doing well. So I've been doing carnivore strict for over 3.5 years now, and I really enjoy it. It makes me feel younger than I am. So it's gotten rid of a lot of my joint inflammation. I feel great doing carnivore. It's pretty amazing when it makes you feel like you're in your early 20s. Now, I turned to carnivore because I had a history of heart disease. As many of you know, I just had open heart surgery almost 3 weeks ago, and I'm doing really good right now. And I'm just waiting for my bandages to come off, hopefully in the next week, and just letting them dry and heal more naturally. But in the process, I had some low back pain. I haven't had this low back pain in a long time, and I got that while I was in the hospital. One of the reasons why I haven't had this low back pain is turning to a carnivore diet. It keeps my joints feeling younger. And I haven't really had to deal with low back pain because I've learned how to manage it. I'm a registered massage therapist. So I learned through the years what to do and what not to do, what to do when it gets aggravated, and what to do to prevent it from getting aggravated. That's just as important. So the same thing goes with your diet. When you're doing a carnivore diet, you're noticing, I'm sure right off the bat, that you feel better. You feel younger, you're sleeping better, your blood work starts looking better, and you're just feeling good. You're feeling like food doesn't control you anymore. But I typically do a carnivore diet without many spices in it. I will have salt on and off. I find lately I've been having a little bit of salt. Maybe my body's craving it. I don't know yet. But the one thing that I can guarantee I used to do a lot, and I don't do much anymore, is black pepper. I didn't notice this till about almost a year into being strict carnivore. Because before that, I was doing carnivore on and off for lots of years. And when I was on carnivore, it was going great. And when I was off carnivore, I was way off carnivore. I was probably about 11 months into it. And all of a sudden, one week, I noticed my knees and ankles were bothering me as if I wasn't even doing carnivore anymore. And I thought, wow, like, where did this come from? I've been strict. There's been no reason why my feet should feel inflamed and I should feel like I've got arthritis on my knees and my ankles. Where did this come from? And I couldn't figure it out. And I realized after a while, I had black pepper 3 times that week. Now, I typically wasn't eating black pepper. It's not that I made it a hard, fast rule, but I stayed away from black pepper for the majority of the first 11 months. I still had it every once in a while. It was pretty rare. For the most part, I was just eating red meat, eating meat in general, but mainly sticking with red meat and having salt. I had black pepper 3 times that week, which was really odd because I rarely had black pepper. So for me to have it 3 times in 1 week, it's not like I was breaking any rules. It's not like I cut black pepper out of my diet, but I had cut back on black pepper. And so this is what I noticed. I had it twice on my steak with dinner, once at a restaurant and once at my brother's house. And another time I had steak at my place and I just put a ton of black pepper on it. I noticed that's where it's from. Now, the first thing I leaned towards was the oxalates. Now, you always hear oxalates and black pepper, oxalates and black pepper. Well, it most likely is. But there's also another thing black pepper has, and it's called solanine. And that's known in the nightshade group of vegetables. And lots of those vegetables happen to be spices and potatoes. And one of them is black pepper. Black pepper has that. Now, I've cut out black pepper. Ever since that, I really wash my black pepper. If I can have black pepper every now and then, I'm doing okay. If I have it once a month, maybe just a little bit on a steak, just for some flavor, it doesn't bother me. So basically, I'll have that if I'm at someone's house and they already put black pepper on the steak, I'm going to eat it, right? But I won't do that more than 2 days in a row. I probably won't do it more than 2 weeks in a row. And I'm going to make sure if there's too much on there, I'll just scrape a little bit of it off. But overall, I love the way black pepper tastes. It's one of my favorite spices. Now, it's not worth it. I also love the way ice cream tastes, but it's not worth it because I do carnivore because it makes me feel so good. Now, I've also cut out black pepper because it makes me feel that good. Now, I don't have an addiction to black pepper. I can have black pepper anytime I want, and I can quit it whenever I want. But no, seriously, I can have black pepper every now and then. Doesn't faze me at all. Now, I know I can't do that with sugar or carbohydrates, But when it comes to black pepper, it's something that I can treat myself to every now and then, lightly. And I noticed it's not just black pepper that does this. It's lots of different spices that are known to be anti-inflammatory spices like cumin. It's actually lots of different spices that do this. There's some spices out there that are known for their heat, and they also cause inflammation in the body. But if you do a simple Google search on them, and it says, no, they're anti-inflammatory. But at larger amounts, they're not anti-inflammatory. They actually cause inflammation. So I'm not sure if it's the oxalates or the solanine, but regardless, because I'm not going to try and put my finger on one or the other. Everyone's going to say oxalates out there, and it may very well be, but I'm not ruling out the other because it's not just one simple issue. It's not like it's just one simple ingredient that causes that problem. It could be more than that. It could actually be just the solanine and not the oxalates. I don't know. I don't pretend to know, but I do know I have to minimize my black pepper, and I usually keep it completely out of my carnivore diet. But it's not a hard and fast rule. It's just a spice, and every now and then when you're at someone's house, it's okay to have a little bit of something like that. But you might find that this is something that might aggravate you in your joints. You may wonder why carnivore isn't making you feel as good as you typically want to, or maybe as good as you once did. And maybe you're leaking in certain spices or ingredients or oils in your carnivore diet that could be compromising the results that you would be getting on a carnivore diet. So it's something to pay attention to. So what's an alternative though? Well, white pepper is apparently pretty good. Now, it doesn't taste as good, that's for sure. But white pepper is an alternative. It'll give you a bit of a bite without giving you the side effects of joint inflammation. So it's something you can look into. It may not be a bad idea if you want to substitute your black pepper with something like white pepper. It's supposed to have low oxalates. Maybe that's something that might benefit you. Maybe it might not make a difference at all. But it's worth playing around with if you notice you want to try and up your game as far as how good you want to feel on a carnivore diet. And eventually, hopefully, you can, once you hit your balance and you're feeling good, you can find out how often you can have a spice like this. Maybe it's going to be once a week. Maybe it's once a month. Who knows? But you'll know if it bothers you. First, learn if it bothers you. And then after that, figure out what frequency works best for you. You may find just having it once may make you feel really bad for a whole month. You don't know. And you have to give yourself time to heal after it's gone. Once that sensation is gone, like that joint stiffness, doesn't mean it's gone. I say this to my clients all the time. Doesn't mean it's gone. It just means it's not bothering you anymore. It might still have to work out of your system, and that could take days to weeks. So when you have a minimalist diet, like a carnivore diet, that's why it's good that you don't add too many spices back in all at once. Do one at a time, and maybe do one a month, at least one every couple weeks. See how your body reacts to that. You want to do this way of eating more than anything because it makes you feel good. The reason why turning to a carnivore diet is so good is it makes you feel good. It helps with your health and your blood work. Even though the doctors don't like the way you're doing your diet, they can't argue with the results of your diet. And once you're there, you want to continue feeling good, and you want to make sure you're optimizing every avenue possible to make your health as good as possible. So one of the ways is, of course, just managing what goes in here first. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it beneficial. And if you want to do more research in that, a simple Google search is a good way to go. You could also look into Sally Norton. Kelly Hogan talks a little bit about oxalates in one of her more recent videos with Sally Norton. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate you watching this video. Take care.